everyone. Okay, so before we continue with the video, audio might not be great here. If it's not, I deeply apologize. But no, we didn't just arrive in Calgary. We are actually way past our quarantine. We are how many days after our quarantine?
I don't have 5 days.
4 or 5 days after our quarantine. We decided not to shoot immediately after arriving because we thought, we might just wait until we've gone through the entire quarantine so that we can give some tips, at least based on our experience, so that if you were to have quarantine in Canada as well, it would be as good as possible or as easy as possible.
Yeah, we arrived around past 3, I think, in the afternoon here in Calgary on June 6th. The flight from Vancouver was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
It was a pleasant flight. So upon checking out at the hotel in Vancouver.
What was the name again? Executive Hotel, Vancouver Airport.
Yeah. Went to the check-in area. There was a bit of a hiccup because our luggage, one of our luggages or 2 of our luggages, I think one of our luggages.
Yeah, one of them
was heavy. It was more than the maximum allowed, which is 35 kg. So we had to repack.
Yeah, so what actually happened was, we unpacked some of our stuff during our 3 days in Vancouver, just to get some stuff out. And then when we were checking out, we just put everything. We didn't take into account that, the weight might not be evenly or as evenly distributed as it was when we left Singapore. So just take note of that, all right? Just one tip that we can give you straight away. If you intend to take things out of your first 3 days in quarantine, make sure that, both luggages weigh the same because they're really strict about it. They made us open everything. We had to make sure that everything was even, and then they let us through. That was the first one.
35 kg.
Yeah. But the actual flight was actually really easy. It was like taking a bus because it's a domestic flight. We got there, we had breakfast, apart from the luggage. Was there a customs? Oh yes, there was.
There was a customs. They've checked through your check-in.
They were surprisingly strict. Like they opened my bag, they checked everything. I had some hard drives in as well. And obviously we didn't film this. But they checked everything. They had like a scanner to scan for drugs, like residue for drugs, that kind of thing. Very, very thorough.
Sorry, I meant carry on. I mentioned check-in. They checked your carry-on.
They checked the carry-on.
The flight, it's so pleasant. And
that's right.
Yeah, it was sunny, and because Alberta is relatively flat, so where you're up in the air, you can see like the view of the horizon is very different. So you can see the separation between the clouds and the land. It's just so great. And even if it was a short flight, they still serve drinks and
was it a sandwich?
Some snacks. I think it was pretzels.
It was like pretzels and some stuff. Very nice. So we arrived at the airport, and this comes. So here comes our next tip. What you do is once you pick up your luggage, head straight to, or if you don't already have transport figured out, or if you didn't rent a car or anything like that, head to the taxi area. So we had a lot of luggage, like a lot. We have four
huge ones.
Yeah, and one of them was a duffel bag, so we couldn't even roll it. And then I'll carry on, so another 4 small ones, right? So we went to the taxi guys. I think it's called Associated Cabs as the brand. We told them that we needed a van, right? So, but pretty straightforward. The guy came with the van, brought us to where we are staying now, although we are checking out in about an hour. It's called the Residence Inn by Marriott in downtown.
Before coming to Calgary, we were quite worried whether we could get a car that's big enough for our luggages, but apparently it's available, and we didn't pay that much. The price difference is not that much. We paid about, from the airport to downtown, we paid about $60 inclusive of
they told us to expect between 60 and 70. So the fare plus the tip actually came up to about 50-ish. Just below 60 plus tip. And I think it was fine. It was a relatively short trip, but considering the luggage and everything that we had to do, and the fact that it's coming out of the airport, I think that's a fair price. Unless you know someone who's going to pick you up, it's a whole different thing. But I think we recommend the taxi. It was okay. The guy was really nice. We had a really pleasant ride all the way here. We got here in the afternoon, we checked in. So the room, so the one that we stayed in the Residence Inn, we are very near, we are basically in downtown. So the only thing that separates us is basically like a street and a train track actually. But Yeah, so
So for the room, what we chose is a room that has a nice view of the mountains, and it has good natural light. So I think that's one tip that we could give you guys. If you can get a good hotel room that had a bit of space, so that, because imagine you will be staying there for 11 wait how many days for 11 days, because you finish your 3 days in your port of entry, so you'll stay there for 11 days. You can't go out, so it's very important to have a pleasant place of isolation, because it helps a lot with your mental wellness.
Yeah, two things. One is good light, and also because of the view that we have. So specifically, the room that we booked in the Marriott is the mountain view room. The mountain is still quite far away, but you can sort of see it. But the important thing is that you get a really good view of the city. And even though like we're stuck here, we can't go out, the window is basically a wall. It's like bottom to top. The whole thing is just a window. You can see out. It's really nice. We took a lot of pictures. We took some videos. If you want to see all of those, follow us on our Instagram. I'll put it somewhere here.
Aside from that, we also have a kitchen, so we can cook. We ordered groceries online. And we have a full-size fridge. So we have all the kitchen amenities that you would need. So so in terms of food, we didn't have any problems. And since we are in downtown, there's a lot of places that we could order food from. Also, if sometimes we don't feel like cooking, we just order food in. And there are a lot of food deliveries app.
Yeah. So basically, So if you want to order food, you have, I think, the three main apps. Uber Eats, the most common one. Then you have DoorDash, and you have Skip the Dishes. In our experience, I think right now in terms of promo and everything that you get, DoorDash seems to be the best. Like the minute we got the app, we already get a promo code for 50% off up to 20 Canadian dollars twice. And if you refer someone else, you get three promo codes where you can get $15 off. So that's really good. Uber Eats, there was no promo like that at all. So what I did was I ordered once. I ordered twice using the promo to get 50% off, and then I referred the wife, and then she got the same thing as well. So that's really good. However, if you don't want to order as much, you want to cook, we've got a kitchen, we order groceries. So in terms of groceries, Uber Eats also has groceries, but we use something called Instacart. I think it's much more range. Because Instacart in itself is not like a supermarket, it's sort of like a search engine. So you've got different supermarkets. So you got Walmart, you have Safeway, a few others as well. So we just usually order from Walmart, pretty straightforward. Quite good in terms of variety, what you can get. We got rice and everything that you need to like cook whatever dish that you want.
In terms of the hotel also, so of course we couldn't go out. So sometimes like we don't have toiletries, we don't have toilet paper or kitchen towels. They pretty much replenish everything that we have here.
Yes, every day if we wanted to, they would just give us whatever we need, not an issue.
And the only thing is we couldn't do room service because they couldn't come into the room. So we have to clean our own room. So we borrow the kitchen, the cleaning equipment from them. I think not really major, but one thing that we had to deal with was laundry, because there was a laundry service in the hotel, but it's quite expensive. They also have a laundry room, but we couldn't use it because we couldn't get out of our room. So what we did is we had to wash some of our laundry. So
we've got a video there on Instagram also, by the way.
We had to do like hand washing. So what we would advise is for you to bring enough clothes to last you for 11 days. But if you want to wash, I know that sometimes like in hiking stores, like, or in camping stores, they usually sell like those clothes line that you can just put in the room or in the toilet so that you can hang clothes in there.
But I think overall what we will really recommend when you quarantine or isolate is, if you can afford it, don't skip so much on the place that you're staying. Don't get a small place because it's cheap, or get like a basement. I mean, which can be nice, but the problem is a basement can be nice, but you have little to no windows, small windows sometimes, that we're feeling a claustrophobia or whatever. after 11 days can actually get to you. So we were really lucky that we picked a good room. It wasn't cheap, but you know, we constantly get a really nice view of the place. It really helped with the quarantine. And honestly, we didn't feel anything.
Yeah, it feels like a good holiday.
Yeah, it was really nice. And of course, because like the month before we moved, we were so tired from packing that this actually turned out to be a really nice break. But yeah, I think most important thing, and of course, we just want to thank Residence Inn as well. The stay has been really nice. We've enjoyed. We don't really have any issues. The only issue I have is not really Residence Inn's fault, and is that I don't like fixed shower heads. But that's not their fault. It's just a lot more common here in Canada. But yeah, other than that, everything has been really, really enjoyable. Residence Inn did not sponsor us at all, of course. they wouldn't.
We wished.
Yeah. So, but we stayed here. Really enjoyable. Really nice TV, which is important for me, a nice size TV. We watched a lot of shows, watched Canadian TV as well, really nice.
Canadian news. Yeah.
Yep. So we are actually checking out in an hour and we're going to head to our permanent place. Well, permanent in the sense that we're going to be there for 11...
For almost a year.
Yeah. Okay, so we do have a few more things like getting started. Once you're out of quarantine, what are some of the important things that you need to have set up if you want to get anything done?
Yeah, and sometimes even during quarantine, there are things that you can still do that could help you when you're out of quarantine. So yeah,
we'll go through that in our next video. We'll do that really soon. But until then, I'm James.
I'm G.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye.